our responsibility to balance out these energies of masculine and feminine energy within ourselves if we want to live in harmony. What's up, my spiritual warriors? Welcome to the Simply Healing Podcast. My name is Tristan Respress, your podcast host. And in this episode, we're going to be exploring the idea of I don't chase, I attract. In the last episode, we had an interview with Maya McCarthy. We dove into her story, who she is, and her brand, Unlock Your Highest Self. I had a very great time chatting with her, so if you guys are interested, go check out the previous episode. Now, with I don't chase, I attract, you've probably heard this floating around social media because it's pretty popular. And lately I've been seeing that there's at least been some females out there that are really held on to the idea of I don't chase, I attract, and being kind of upset with males because now males are saying I don't chase, I attract. I personally say I don't chase, I attract. It's something that I live by, and we'll talk about more of that in just a minute. But there's some females that I see like on TikTok, they're like, why are all the males saying I don't chase, I attract? You're a male. You should be chasing me. You should be going after me. And there's some people that get it, and there's some people that don't get it. We're going to explore it today. There's some things that I learned recently on my journey that really helped me understand, I guess, the dynamics of getting what you want or going after what you want a step further than I don't chase, I attract. Because for a moment, I was attracting, but I wasn't getting what I want, if this makes sense. We'll see it in just a bit, but let's explore the idea. So, I don't chase, I attract is pretty plain and simple within the phrase. You don't chase after something, you attract something. And if you think about it, it's kind of like a game of tag. When you're chasing after somebody, that implies somebody is running away. So if you're attracting somebody, hold on. Sorry. Okay, so if you're attracting somebody, you're having someone getting attracted into your space, your sphere. Now, this all comes down to the universal laws. And we spoke about these in previous podcast episodes. I'd really suggest you guys checking it out if you guys want to know these laws in more detail, but I will touch upon these subjects real quick for you guys. So first we're going to talk about the law of vibration. So with the law of vibration, everything in the universe is vibrating and has a frequency. Like this microphone I'm speaking to has a frequency. These words that I'm emitting out of my mouth has a frequency. What else? This desk over here has a frequency. It shows that solids have vibration. Gas, liquid, everything in the universe consists of vibration that has a frequency into it. And in school, we were taught that solids vibrate. They are in motion. Even though that the atoms are very compact within that object, they're still vibrating. So now let's look at you. You are a solid. And that just shows that you are vibrating as well. You have a frequency. And it even goes deeper beyond that. Your thoughts and your emotions also hold a frequency. And this is very powerful. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But now that everything has a frequency, everything is vibrating at a certain frequency. It could be low or high. And David R. Hawkins has a scale of consciousness. I'll put it up here on the video so you guys can see it. But at the bottom of the scale of consciousness, it shows that everything that is vibrating at a lower scale is mostly in the survival paradigm. And higher up on the scale, you got your spiritual paradigm with love, joy, and peace. And once again, at the lower scale, you have like fear, guilt, shame. But at the spiritual paradigm, the higher end of the scale, there's also other things that vibrate at that frequency. And so it's very important to understand these laws because they all kind of go together. They all coexist very nicely. And if you're vibrating at the survival paradigm, if you have a low vibration, if you're thinking bad thoughts, if you're thinking negative thoughts, you think low of yourself, you're going to attract stuff into your sphere that is also vibrating at a low frequency. You will attract negative situations, experiences, people, objects within your life that will hold you at that negative frequency. And this goes to the law of attraction. Like attracts like. So you think positive thoughts, you get positive things. You think negative thoughts, you get negative things. You attract what you are. So what vibration you are set at is what you're going to be attracting in life. This is the law of attraction. I really suggest that you guys check out those podcast episodes. It'll help you understand these concepts a little bit more. Now, that's where everything comes into play with I don't chase, I attract. Whatever vibration you're set at, you will be attracting those things into your field. Now, going back to those social media posts that I saw floating around with people saying like, why are males saying I don't chase, I attract? That the males have to essentially chase after the female. We see this in a lot of rom-coms, by the way. I love rom-coms, but they have absolutely fucked me up. Because a lot of the times in the rom-coms, you see that the male will chase after the female that he really likes. And I thought that was love, true love. But it was really for the plot. It was for the storyline. And I wonder how many other people are walking through life like that. It's kind of like Disney, you know? But it all comes down to this. Masculine and feminine energy. We typically see females being feminine and masculines being masculine. Masculine energy is doing. It's taking action. While feminine energy is being, it's attracting. So as you can see, like females, if you're in your feminine energy, you will mostly be attracting. And males, they mostly be doing the things. Like that's kind of how we see the world, black and white. But it goes a lot more deeper than that. Because we all have masculine and feminine energy that resides in all of us. Sure, it can sway one way, more on one side than the other, but we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And it's our duty, it's our responsibility to balance out these energies of masculine and feminine energy within ourselves if we want to live in harmony. We have to have a good balance of doing and a good balance of attracting. Because if you are just attracting, you can attract many things into your space. But if you're not doing, you're not taking the action to get what you want, you only have those things in your space and you're just looking at a pretty object. So let's talk about this in more detail with meeting people organically. There's another TikTok post I saw where this girl, she was like, all my friends, they're like, I want to meet somebody organically, but they all aren't attracting, or they're not meeting people organically. And this is the reason why I believe so. And she had a very good viewpoint on it. And she was more with this whole concept that I'm going to be talking about. So W to her. Let's say you're at a party and you want to attract somebody. Okay, hold on. Let's say you just want to attract somebody into your life and you want to meet somebody organically. First off, you got to set your vibration to that of what you want, that of what you are. You have to be that vibration of being able to attract another person into your life. So you have these thoughts about you being worthy of love. You're emitting this vibration, this frequency that you are worthy of love. God, I'm getting like sneeze attacks. But you're emitting out this frequency. And this is what happens. You start to attract people of what you are. So yes, if you are worthy of love, you will attract people into your space. So let's say you're at a party and or you get invited out to a party, you go to the party and you see a lot of people that are within that space. You attracted that situation. You created that whole situation of you being there at that moment. This is your opportunity. Everything that is around you is in your sphere. It's in your vibration. You attracted it. It's there. It's your reality. So now you have that within attraction. Now you can either choose to go after what you want, because now the opportunity is laid out right in front of you. You attracted this situation. You can either go after what you want, or just wait until someone approaches you. Two things. Either or, even if somebody approaches you, you still have to take action. You have to be in that masculine energy to make this connection work. So even if you go out after somebody, you have to use that masculine energy to take action to get what you want. Now, this all goes down to pursuing. And this is the main thing that I want to touch upon today. I want to kind of I want to play with the idea, and I want you to think about this. And I encourage you to challenge my thinking. But I don't chase, I attract and pursue. Because this also touches upon the law of inspired action. And we have also talked about it in a recent podcast episode. Go check that out for more information, but I'll briefly touch upon it right now. So the law of inspired action is you got to take action to get what you want. You got to take action. So like, let's say you have this vibration out, you attracted some opportunities, and your higher self is leaving you a trail of what your manifestation is, the steps that you need to take in your manifestation, or you're like having a plan for a business. You have to take action to get to the destination. And it's very big to enjoy the journey, but you have to take action. You like millionaires can't just be sitting on a couch and being a millionaire. They had to take action somehow. They had to have a plan. They had to sit down, work at the computer for God knows how many hours, and take action to get the end result. Because if we didn't take action, if we didn't have this inspired action, everyone would be a millionaire, don't you think? If it was easy to just sit there and like just have those thoughts of being, I'm a millionaire, money comes to me easily, I love money and money loves me. If we all had the ability to do that, we would never be in this situation. We could all just be millionaires. You have to take action. Action's very important. You can't just be sitting on a couch. And so that's why I'm tying in pursuit within this phrase, is you have to take action. Pursuing is taking action. You're going after what you want. So pursuing is going after what you want, as opposed to going after who you want. It is the difference of knowing what you need as opposed to going after who you need. No, it's the difference of knowing what you need as opposed to just being needy. So if you know what you need, then you know what you want. I hope this all makes some sense. Like, I could really like this girl, and I can think so many amazing thoughts about this person, have them in my mind floating around. And if this girl that I find so attractive doesn't fit the criteria of what I need, then this relationship won't really be well for me. The point is, you're supposed to know what you want and what you need, so the other party that you attract in can fit those needs and wants for you. The idea is to grow into love, not fall into love. Because if this other party couldn't meet my needs, and I were to get into that relationship, that's codependency. You are essentially like not respecting yourself. You don't have any boundaries. You are just going after that shiny object. So when you know what you want, you become more powerful when you know what you need. So it's very important to take care of your needs. But when you know these things, you become very powerful. You become more magnetic. And when you start going after what you need, what you want, you become even more attractive, more magnetic. Because this is essentially setting boundaries up for yourself. And if you just go after anything that's just shiny and you neglect your needs, you neglect your responsibilities, you're lowering your boundaries, you're disrespecting yourself, and you're going to be carrying that vibration within you. So it's very important to know what you want and know what you need. Because when you know what you want and what you need, you're going to have strong boundaries. And strong boundaries is not bad. It's actually very attractive when you have strong boundaries, because then it shows that you know what you want, you know what you need. You're decisive. So it's very important to know the difference of what you want and what you need so you don't become needy. And we all have probably been there, is you don't like the person that's needy. We should all be able to have the ability to take care of ourselves the best that we can be, the best that we can. And when you have somebody that's being very needy, it can be very annoying. So, and it repels. Like, a lot of people are not attracted to neediness. And so when you know what you want, you know what you need, you're able to pursue and go after what you want. This is the law of inspired action. You're taking action. And this ties in with like the runner chaser dynamic. And we're going to be exploring this idea a little bit more. Hey, if you like my work and you would like to support the channel, I have a Ko-fi. It's linked in the description below. So when you have the runner and chaser, they're playing tag. You have somebody that's chasing after somebody that's chasing after that shiny object. And this can play out in so many different ways. I'm just going to use dating as an example. Let's say you really like somebody, but you don't really know who they are. You're just attracted to their physical attributes. It's very important to get to know the other party. So you ask them out on a date to get to know them. If they say yes, then you're in pursuit. You're still pursuing. You took pursuit to ask them out on a date. If they said yes, you're still in pursuit. If they said no, this is when you should respect the other person's decisions and just start to move on. If they said no and you continue to push it, you start to act out of that place of neediness. You start to chase, and so that makes the other person want to run away. Now, if they said yes to the date and you guys are on a date and you're getting to know each other, it's very important to really get to know the other individual on a date, because this is your life we're talking about. You got to see if this person can fit your needs or meet your needs and they are exactly what you want. Because if they're not, then you could lose a lot of years out of your life. If some red flags occur within getting to know this person, it's your responsibility to address those red flags. And if it's just way too much, it's your responsibility to set boundaries and cut off the pursuit, stop the pursuit. If you were to overlook the red flags and continue pursuing, or it's not even pursuit after that, it's chasing, because you stopped respecting yourself. You don't even know what you want. You don't even know your needs. And you start chasing out the other person, you're running yourself dry. And I've done this many times. This is a big lesson that I have learned in my life. I wasn't really aware of what I wanted, what I needed, and I had very poor boundaries. This is something I had to work on in my life. And this is to the point to now where I understand this dynamic. Because I would neglect these red flags because I so desperately wanted another partner. I desperately wanted that love. But in hindsight, that person, that other party, couldn't give me what I needed. They couldn't give me that support. that I truly needed deep down. And so I never truly got that love. And it's all because I didn't have those boundaries. I didn't respect myself. I was chasing. So it's very important to know your wants and needs and when to stop pursuing, knowing your boundaries. And then let's say the date went really well. The first date went really well, and you guys keep talking, and everything's kicking it or kicking off and whatnot. This has happened to me a couple times. And if you start to neglect your needs and your responsibilities in order to please the other party for them to stay within the relationship, one, that is manipulative, and I've been there. I didn't know it was manipulation at the time. I just really wanted it, but I wasn't being authentic with myself. And it's like the nice guy thing. Being a nice guy is not a good thing. It's very manipulating. You're still controlling the situation in some way. You're trying to get somebody else to see you in a certain light. So when you start to neglect your needs and responsibilities, this comes also in the place of like the chaser dynamic. Because you're still chasing, you're going after that love. So it's very important to know what you need, know what you want, set those boundaries, and just cut off and know when to end that pursuit. I think pursuit is very big. Now I'm able to identify and see the areas of where I can pursue and where to stop pursuing. And now I'm even at the place where I don't even mind if I'm alone or not or have a partner. I'm not coming at a place of neediness because I'm so secure in myself now. I just understand these things a lot deeper, and I'm looking out after myself. Because this is your life we're talking about. If you keep chasing, you might chase yourself into a hole that's hard to get out of. So learn the difference with chasing and pursuing. Definitely question my thinking on this. But this is where I'm at as of now. And think about it. If we were to all just attract, like I don't chase, I attract, and no pursue. If we were all just to attract, what would happen? Where my mind's going at right now is we attract all these different people, places, situations, experiences into our sphere. And it's there. All these things are right within your reality. You created it, you attracted it, it's there. But if you don't take action, then what would happen? It's probably just sitting there. You're the creator. You have a lot of power. You can take action. Everything's right here, right now, in the present moment. We have so much power. You are the author of your own story. Write it. So even if you want, leave it in the comment section. I would like to know what you guys think about what would happen if we were all just to attract and not pursue. Sure, you might attract somebody into your life. You have the possibility of attracting that love within your life. Someone comes up and approaches you, because there's always that dynamic. Someone's going to be pursuing after you. But you also have to do the pursuing as well. It's equal give and take, reciprocity. If someone's just constantly pursuing you and you're not giving much back, that person is probably just chasing after you. And then it comes to the point where you're just using that person. And I haven't really been on the other side of that. I've been on the other side of that. I haven't been on this side where like people just like, they're just constantly chasing you and just giving you everything, giving you the whole world. And I feel like that's just like, you're just using the other person. I've been used. It sucks. And I would not like to do that to another person. I'm very big on equality. And all the time, like, you can't just expect things to fall in your lap. Like, things can fall into your lap, but just don't be expecting it to happen. Because then it gets even sweeter when it does happen. But we have the ability to take action, and that's amazing. And this also comes with the law of cause and effect, with everything that we have just talked about. It's another universal law. I believe we talked about that in another podcast episode. I just tried to cover most of the universal laws. There's still more universal laws that I need to cover, but I covered at least 5 of them. And you already are familiar with the law of cause and effect. We learned this in school. If you were to do something, something would happen. Like, if I were to touch this mic, I hope that's not loud, touch this mic, you guys would hear it, right? Cause and effect. And so, like, this also plays within this whole dynamic that we're talking about, because the whole universal laws, they just coexist so beautifully. If you were to take action and pursue somebody that you find very attractive, the effect is you getting a relationship or not getting a relationship. And I also think this is the most beautiful thing about pursuing and having that power and understanding pursuit. Let's say you really like somebody and your mind's just bouncing. You're crushing on them so hard that they just occupy your mind. They're living rent free in your head. How long can this feeling last? These thoughts last in your mind? They can go on for a really long time. And so if you were to pursue, you would get your answer. You can see if the other party is reciprocal and feels the same way, or if they don't feel the same way. Yeah, it's going to suck. It is scary to get rejected. I had a big fear of rejection in the past. It's something I worked around, and I'm not afraid of rejection anymore. Sure, I might be a little afraid, but it's not like the end of the world. I used to thought it was like the end of the world. I'd be like crying for days. Just like, oh man, poor me. But like, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen. It will find its way. And people, we like to say rejection is just redirection for something that is meant for you. And this gets very powerful here. So you get rejected. Now you have the opportunity to move on. You have the opportunity to stop those thoughts that are occupying your mind. Start charging that person that is living rent free in your head rent. Start cashing in that money. And you have the ability to move on. Because now you can live in the present moment even more. You have your answer. And now you're getting redirected into another partner that is more suited for you. And I think that's just very powerful. Because I had times where I'd be crushing hard. And they're just occupying my mind. And it's just taking me away from the present moment. And one of the biggest things is our emotions. And one thing that I really want, this is like one of my biggest goals, is to help, not necessarily, okay, like to help others notice that emotions is your guiding compass to life. Like, one of the biggest things is like, I want to be authentically me and just let that ripple out into the world. But I want to help others notice their emotions are a guiding compass. Emotions are very important, and we shouldn't push away our emotions. We have emotions for a reason. And so when you start to pursue, you're able to see and change your emotions if needed. Like, pretty much what I just recently touched upon. Just get them out of your head rent free. If you listen to your emotions, you pretty much have the answer. And why I'm also saying that like emotions are very big and it's our guiding compass is because also the universal laws, the law of vibration. When you're feeling good, when you're living out of that joy, that love, that enlightenment, those types of feelings up there, you're going to be attracting other things that are also vibrating at that same frequency. And that's because you're feeling good. Those are your emotions. And so if you want to live a more bountiful life, you have to recognize and identify your own emotions and be able to transmute those negative emotions that you have into positive. Because we have the ability to transmute, alchemize that energy. And I am currently working on a little free resource for you guys. How to turn your pain into power. If you guys want to know more about that, please let me know in the comment section. But I'm very excited to work on this and give it to you guys. I think it's very important. I'm someone that is very big on transmuting my negative energy, my negative emotions into positive. For me, it lies a lot within creativity. I do a lot of creative things, and I've just fell into this whole spiritual world. I started to realize that within my art, within my creations, I'm able to take the pain that I've had and transmute it into something positive, like with music. My music that I make is mostly my shadow work. It's not really for anybody out there. It's just for me. It's for me to do my healing. If somebody likes it and they resonate with it, that's a plus. That's a benefit. But my music's for my healing. And so what I do with my music is I do a big like revision of negative experiences that have happened in my life. It's like I'm like standing there in third person, getting like another view of the situation that has unfolded. And I'm able to see what happened, where I went wrong, what happened within the situation, what went wrong within the situation. I'm able to learn from what happened then. And then I'm able to change that, my perspective, my thoughts, transmute my thoughts into something that's more positive. Like for me, the house fire. My house burned down back in 2015. I lost everything I owned. My dreams of being an electrical engineer vanished. This was holding me back for a really long time. I was depressed. I was sad, stressed, anxious. I wanted to off myself a few times. I didn't have support. Meditation helped me through it. Spirituality helped me through it. Self-help books helped me through it. And so when I noticed that the house fire was holding me back, and I was thinking that like, oh, my life, my future is ruined. They told us we had to pay $170,000 to fix the damages, by the way. I was a broke, in-debt college student. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I picked up a job as a server and a bartender. I started making money, but it was nowhere close to what I needed to pay this stuff off. I just thought that was it. That was my life. I'm going to just live like this. And then after I found meditation and I started going on my spiritual path, I had my awakening. That was essentially like a big awakening for me. Once all that happened, I was able to see that situation and transmute that energy. I was able to be like, you know what? That house fire didn't happen to me, but it happened for me. It happened for me so I can learn these lessons. And now I'm where I am now. I really enjoy, I'm really grateful to be at this position that I am in life. Because if I wasn't here, I'd probably be doing some electrical engineering work at a place that I honestly, for me right now, looking at it, I probably wouldn't fit in with that crowd. I don't know though. But all I know is life happened for me, for my highest good. And I'm really grateful that I am able to learn these lessons, break some traumas, some generational curses, and help give you guys the tools that have helped me get out of rough situations as well. I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. I would like to see the earth go in a more positive direction. So, we have the ability to transmute our energy, our power, our negative experiences into positive. And that's why emotions are a guiding compass due to the scale of consciousness attracting a better life for yourself. It's all a mindset game. And so, to wrap off everything, I don't chase, I attract and pursue. And one more thing that I want to touch upon is we don't fall in love, we grow into love. You and your partner come together and you guys grow together and you guys grow that love. Because if you fall into love, you're going down, you're falling, you're taking it down a notch. When you grow in love, you're coming together and making something even more beautiful. And you're loving each other, you're loving yourselves. So that's all I have to talk about today. I hope to see you in the next episode. If you liked it, please leave it in the comment section below. If you have anything else that you want me to touch upon or look into, let me know in the comments as well. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If you have been listening to this segment this far within the episode, I really appreciate you. I just love you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Hasta la pasta.